guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and tutorial on the new Dream palettes. Sigma and BEAUTYBIRD collaborated on this gorgeous palette, and I knew that I needed to get my hands on it. If you guys don't know, which I doubt you don't know, but BEAUTYBIRD, she is a fellow Latina. She is Mexican. So I'm just so excited that she was able to have the opportunity to work with an amazing brand like Sigma to create something so beautiful. And then you open and you have this big mirror, and then you have these beautiful colors, and you get a very good quality brush, which we will touch on once we are done doing the eye makeup. I already went ahead and did my foundation. For foundation, I used the Wonder Beauty foundation, and I did my brows. For brows, I used my Pomade by Kat Von D in the shade Dark Brown. And now we can just go ahead and get into this lovely situation. So we are going to be doing this eye on camera, and I'm going to be taking my shadow primer. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay, which has been my holy grail right now, the primer potion. And I always like to use a good quality primer because primer just makes everything stay on all day. I think today I'm going to be adventurous because I definitely want to do a little bit more of a darker eye, especially with the seasons. We have Thanksgiving coming up, and we also have the Christmas season, the holiday season. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Woof Woof, which is right here. And we're gonna be placing that all over our crease. And we're starting off with a dark color on our crease because we actually are going to be using black today. At first, I really wanted to do a green look, but I'm saving that for my Thanksgiving makeup tutorials. Wow, they're blending really, really nicely. I personally haven't really used many Sigma eyeshadows. I've tried one of their palettes. I think it's like a basic palette, and it was nice, but I haven't really dived into Sigma shadows real deep. So I was really, really interested when I saw that BEAUTYBIRD was going to do a collab with Sigma, because everybody always does collabs with Sigma for brushes, you know what I mean, when they do those brushettes. But to see an actual palette and see it be done this way and be so beautifully made, I was just like, yes. But it's just really cool to see a fellow Mexicana just killing it. I will definitely let you guys know on my social media, whether it's my Instagram or my Snapchat, when they do restock it, so that you guys can go ahead and get your hands on it. And I also do have a discount code with Sigma, so I will have that down below. It's themexicanbeautyy. You guys can always use that to get some money off your purchases on Sigma, but I do have that in case you guys do want to use it. And this is blending beautifully. Do you guys see this blend? It just looks phenomenal. I feel like we were a little too far, so I want to bring you guys in a little bit closer. Okay, so now we're gonna dive into the black shade. It's called Fearless, and it is right here, the black shade. And we're not gonna go into it really, really deep. We're gonna use a very light hand. And we're still gonna be using the same brush. Just wanna make sure that we target it really nicely into the crease, like that. And you don't want it to be a very, very intense black color. You just kind of want it to be light, because we're just going to keep the color kind of centered in the middle, and then kind of keep whatever we have left of the color, kind of diffuse it slowly into the ends. For my eye shape, I never like to drag the color, like especially if it's a very dark color, all the way in here, because then it kind of gives me a black eye effect just because of my eye shape. So I really like to just kind of keep it right in the midsection, and then, like I just mentioned, whatever's left, then I will drag it out. This is the part where you can go in with a blender that they give you. So this is the blender, the E38. I have to say, this brush feels so nice and sturdy. And you know how brands always come out with brushes in their palettes and you kind of just don't really trust them? If there's one brand whose brush I will trust and know that the brush will be awesome, it's Sigma, because they are the OGs. Okay, so we're just gonna blend that a little bit more. And you can see it's not like a very intense black. And I could easily build it up to be more intense, but because this look is a little bit more softer, I just went in with a little bit of the black. I didn't do a lot of taps in the black because I definitely wanted to keep the black a little bit more on the lighter side. Okay, so now that you've kind of added a little bit more and you mix those two colors on this end together, you can start to kind of go back and forth in windshield wiper motions to kind of blow up the color a little bit, because now you've mixed them together. And you can also kind of open your eye a little bit and kind of just go in circular motions to kind of diffuse it out. Blended beautifully together. And this brush is so nice, guys. I love how she has like the rose gold hardware, and then she has the marble. This is definitely a brush I will be using. And I like this side too, because I feel like because it does say that it's for cream color, you can go in with a nice concealer and cut your crease and just make it that much more intense. So now that we've kind of seen what the colors look like together, we're gonna go in with a little bit of a smaller brush. We're gonna tap back into that black shade, Fearless, and we're just going to add a little bit of shadow on this outer edge. You can see how intense that black is. And then just kind of bring it upwards. So I added a little bit of intensity to that outer edge. And you're gonna see in a little bit why we wanna add that intensity on the outer edge. Okay, so I've never used a big brush like this to go ahead and cut my crease. So I usually like to use a MAC 242, which I feel like it's a tad bit smaller. It's like a tad bit smaller than the one that comes with the BEAUTYBIRD palette. But I wanna kind of see how it does. I am gonna go ahead and cut my crease for this look, because I kind of want to give it more of that dramatic look. You don't have to cut the crease. You can just go in with shadow like I usually do and just leave it like that. But I feel like for this look, because I got this brush, I'm kind of curious to see how I can go in and cut the crease. So I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Medium Honey. And I actually really like how this brush went in. I feel like because it's bigger, it's able to like really cover more space. Wow, I'm a big fan of this brush. This is like the first time that I was able to cut my crease so fast. Usually I like to use a tiny brush because I like to be very precise and cut with it. But this, I think it's because it's much bigger. It was able to cover that space super quickly with no issues. It still looks cut and precise even though the brush is bigger. And I just feel like I got it done so fast. You guys know that I hate cutting the crease because it's just so time consuming, especially if you're in a rush. I'm really grateful for this, because I think I may have just found my new brush to cut my crease. So now I'm gonna be going in with my MAC 242 brush, and I'm going to be taking the color Frenchie right there. As you can see, it's a nice just cream matte shade. I live for those colors because I like those to just set the lid once I go in and do a cut crease. You can go ahead and use either or. You can use the MAC 242 brush, or you could still use this brush. I actually may use this brush and then save the MAC 242 brush to do the shimmer. But yeah, let me just go ahead and do that actually, so that I can quickly get this done, because we already come to the conclusion that this brush is phenomenal. Wow, that's a really nice pigmented cream color. And it feels really buttery when you're applying it onto the lid, so I am living. Okay, so now we can go ahead and do our shimmer color. And because I am wearing gold today, my gold accessories, I want to go ahead and take this beautiful shimmer right here in the color Conchita. It's legit like life. Do you see how beautiful that is? And it just looks like it's gonna be really pigmented. So I'm gonna be taking that shade. Okay, I don't know what's going on. It's kind of chunky. Ooh. The fallout though. Okay, this color has fallout. It's like getting in my contacts a little bit. I may have to go in with a some MAC Fix Plus, because legit it's in my contacts a little bit. Let me see. I'm gonna try to dust this away. So it is a little bit chunkier. So let me go ahead and take some MAC Fix Plus. I'm gonna be using my MAC Fix Plus in Gold Light. Let's see, maybe it works better wet. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay, so I would say that color Conchita. I mean, when you look at it in the pan, it does kind of have a little bit more of a texturized look, like a texturized shimmer. So I would just go in with MAC Fix Plus, especially if you already did your foundation. You do not want that to get on your foundation. Of course, we haven't done concealer, so it's still kind of okay because we're able to go and clean it up in a second. So I'm taking the shade. Do you see how beautiful that looks? I think the MAC Fix Plus really made it pop. I mean, it was popping before once I really went in with the shadow and I wasn't so gentle. I think I was just scared of ruining it. But it just helps because it just really, with some shadows that are a little bit more chunky or that are shimmery, you kind of want to go in with something wet to kind of activate them so that they're able to go on the eyes really reflective. So now I'm going to go in with another brush. This is my Delium Tools Golden Triangle Rounded Blender, and I like to use a nice big fat brush to kind of pack on shadow on the edges. So I'm going to be going back in with Fearless, which is that black shade, and I'm just going to be stamping this on the edges because I just want to pack that color on. You don't have to be really clean with it right now because we are kind of just laying that color down. We're not being specific about placement or anything like that. I know it looks kind of rusty right now. We're going to take our smaller blender, just kind of start to like go in circular motions because you kind of want to blend it but also kind of round it. This is where you want to have the most intensity of the black shadow, is on this outer edge, because that's kind of what's going to wrap up the eye makeup. And you can see when you go full force in with it, you get that very pigmented black look. Now that I kind of created this edge and I have placed the darkest part of the black on this outer edge, I can start to blend everything together and make it cohesively go with each other. So I'm going to be taking my little Morphe brush. I feel like I might have said Sigma brush, but I meant Morphe. This is one of the brushes that I always use. This is the Morphe M506. I should probably know the name by now because I always use it. So this is where we're going to start to kind of blend the eyeshadows together. And don't worry about you having a little bit of shimmer on that black from the color Conchita, which we have all over the lid. It's just because we are blending two colors with different types of finishes together that you're going to have a little bit of some shimmer on the black. And I feel like it looks kind of cool because it kind of adds some dimension to the black. And you can also go back in with the brown that we just used, which was the color Woof Woof, and just kind of start to up here connect both colors together to create a more blended look. We pretty much have our eyes done. We just have one more step to do. My hands are so dirty from the eyeliner. But right now I'm going to go ahead and apply lashes. I have a new pair of lashes to use. I know you guys are probably so sick of my Studio FX Ardell Demi Wispies. I'm going to be using these from the Makeup Shack in the style Kehlani. And we're just going to apply that little baby on. It's actually snowing outside. Today's the first snowfall of 2018, well, of winter. Or I guess it's still fall. Making sure we lock this one in. It's locked in, it's ready to go. Okay, so the eyes are done. Okay, so I finished up and popped on a lip and the remainder of my makeup. I will have all my makeup listed down below in my description box, so you guys can go ahead and check that out in case there's something I'm wearing that you guys want to know more about. But now I want to go back into the Dream palette because there are some more little guys that I want to play with. For example, the highlighter shades, which are right here. And then I do want to go ahead and put one of those pretty shimmers in my inner tear duct. I feel like because I didn't go ahead and do any lower lash line work, I want to do something that's going to make the inner tear duct pop. So I'm going to actually be taking my Morphe M431 and I'm going to be going into the color Milagro, which is right, if you guys can see that, right there. And I'm just going to be popping that right in the inner tear duct. I like it because it's soft. It's nothing like really like bam in your face. I just want to have like a little fun moment with that. And then I'm gonna be going in on this side. I feel like Inner Tear Duct Glow just completely does it for me. And I don't do these all the time. I just like to do it when I'm doing like a very bold look where I want to still keep the boldness but not do anything in the lower lash line. So now the last thing we're gonna do to the eyes, we're gonna take the same color that we used to set our lid, and that is the shade Frenchie, which is this nice pretty cream shade. And I'm just gonna take it and apply it up here. It's just so nice and buttery. I have to say these shadows are extremely buttery. We're gonna move on to the highlighter. I'm so excited. And they have the two colors. One is called Gemini and the other one's called Libra. So this is Gemini right here, and then this is Libra. I'll apply one to one cheek and the other to the other cheek just so you guys can see. They are like this, so I'm just gonna have to go with the side of my brush. Okay, so this one is Gemini, and I'm gonna apply it here. This one is definitely more true of a gold. So if you have more of like my skin complexion to a little bit darker, this one will flatter you really well. Wow, that is very pigmented. You can see how gold it is. And I'm gonna be taking another brush because I wanna have a clean brush. This is my Morphe M501, and I'm going to be going in with the shade Libra. And with this color, you can see that it's a little bit more lighter. It's more like of a champagne-y color. More so suitable for people that have more of that like medium to light skin. It's definitely more of like a champagne-y, like a white champagne. I'm just gonna take a little bit more. I'm gonna build it up a little bit. I mean, I think that they both suit my complexion nicely. I definitely think this one does more so of like brightening, like it brings more attention to that area because it's brighter. This one is more so complementary to my skin. So like out of the two, what I would recommend for somebody that has my complexion, I'd probably go in with using this one like for every day because it's more complementary to the skin tone because it is like more true gold. This one probably more so when I really want it to like pop and stand out. I think BEAUTYBIRD Yasmin is more fair skinned than I am. So I think it's good that she did two colors because you can always mix and match them. Like if you don't want it to be too gold, you can go in with the color Libra and like mix them and make it a little bit more neutralized. But I think it's good because I feel like for some people, this will complement them really well. For some people, this will look better. I also don't know why, but I feel like the color Gemini is a little bit more pigmented than Libra. Yes, yes. Woo, this is so beautiful. So as for the palette, I have to say, I think this is definitely worth the buy. If you were unable to purchase this during the first launch, I would say for sure get your hands on it in the second launch. It has matte shimmers. It also has two gorgeous highlighters that you can use. And it also has an amazing brush. Like you can't sit here and tell me if you do own this palette that this brush isn't amazing. I'm having a hard time taking it out because my nails. But this brush is so good. And the cool thing about it, like I mentioned, like any other brands that come with brushes, Sigma is known for their brushes. So you know that with this palette, this brush is going to be bomb. As for the colors, you have your everyday colors that everybody's really comfortable using. And then you have these fun colors that are outside of your comfort zone, but I think are just so workable and beautiful colors that you can really create some magic with. It's always fun to kind of dive into colorful makeup. I know that colorful makeup is really in right now and it's not for everybody, but I think that these colors are definitely very complementary to a lot of different types of skin. The consistency of the mattes is so buttery. It reminds me of the consistency of the shadows from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Very buttery, very creamy, glides on so smooth. They don't have too much fallout. The only one that I did have some fallout and some issues with was Conchita. But like I mentioned, if you go ahead and use a flat brush that's kind of wet, it's going to perform a lot better and there's not going to be a lot of fallout on your under eyes. And that's why I like to do these videos because I feel like if I come across challenges, I'm able to really guide you guys through it so that when you receive the palette or when you play with your palette, you're able to not make the same mistakes so that it looks better on you guys. I will be doing another makeup tutorial using this palette again because I loved it that much. And I will be playing with these colorful shadows because I feel like you guys would love to see that, especially if you're somebody that doesn't always do color. You kind of want to have some inspiration for those. So I will be definitely coming out with a look so that I can give you an idea how to do that. And like I mentioned, this palette does retail for $49, but you can go ahead and use a discount code. She has a discount code, it's Birdie, or you can use somebody else's discount code. You can also use my discount code, which is themexicanbeautyy, and you get, I think, 10% or 15% off. I want to say it's 10% because I got $4 and I think 55 cents off. I used her code, Beauty. I got $4.90 off. And then once with shipping and handling, it's $5. So you end up paying $50 with the discount. And the original price of the palette is $49. So you do save some money there. You pretty much save the shipping money, which is always a plus. And I do have to say that I ordered this palette on Friday when it came out, and it came on Wednesday. It shipped on Sunday, so it just really delivered super fast. I know that when brands have launches, they have a very hard time getting all the orders through, and they take forever to ship and get to you. But this got to me fairly quick for the fact that it was brand new on the market and so many people were purchasing it. Like, the website crashed for a few hours when I had to call customer service just to make sure that they had my order. Luckily they did. And then everything else was a breeze. Also, if you do order the palette and you don't get a confirmation to your email, check your junk mail, because this is the first time I've ever had that issue where I didn't get a confirmation, but it was sent to my junk mail. So that's just something to note in case you do come across those issues when you do order this palette. And if you weren't able to purchase the palette because it was sold out or because you just were on the fence, go purchase it when it comes back in stock. I promise you, you will not regret it. Every time I look at it, because of the marble and everything, I'm like, this deserves to be front and center in my makeup collection because it is so beautiful. It looks like a dream. So if you guys did enjoy watching this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing these types of videos. And also, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I would love for you to become a member family here on YouTube because I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I upload a new video, because I do not want you to miss my uploads because YouTube can be a little bit shady. So that being said, I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.